Hello, Sonoma County Premier families and players. I am fortunate today to be able to interview one of our coaches in the club. I'm going to be interviewing Coach Kareli Rodriguez. She coaches the 2010 girls team in SCP. Kareli has a fantastic background as a player at the club, high school, collegiate, and professional level. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity for myself to hear a little bit more and a good opportunity for our players to get some insight tips and hear from a former high-level player in the area, and again, somebody who's played at the professional level, which is very impressive. So Kareli, thank you so much for joining us today and taking the time out to support your team, my team, and our club as well.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So, and then before we start, I got to put a plug in. I used to coach Kareli many moons ago, and is number one, was a great experience coaching her. She was a player that when I first started coaching her, she had a lot of raw talent, a lot of ability, but needed to take that ability and talent somewhere. And through the hard work that she has put in over the years and the drive and determination that she's put in, she turned that raw talent and ability into something that gave her an opportunity to play and be successful at the club, high school, collegiate, and professional level. So it's a good example for me and our players that just because you have talent and ability, where are you going to take that and go with it? So little plug for Kareli and a little bit of dating myself there. So we'll get started with the interview here, Coach. So can you just start off and give maybe a brief history as far as your background with club soccer, high school, collegiate, and the professional level?
Yeah, so I played San Jose United from the age of 12 till I was 18, so pretty much my whole club career. And then I also played at Montgomery High School. I had 1 year on the JV team and then 3 years on varsity. And then after graduating high school, I played at the Santa Rosa Junior College for 2 years. And then after that, I played at San Jose State for 2 more years. I also played semi-pro here and there for the Cal Storm in Sacramento. And then I also played in Lugano, Switzerland in 2018.
So you played in Switzerland?
Yeah, I did.
That is very cool. Can you maybe talk about a couple standout moments that you remember over your career? And it could be, again, any stages along the way. And maybe it's a moment that wasn't the most positive at first, or maybe it was a loss, or maybe a difficult situation. It doesn't all have to be roses and unicorns.
I feel very fortunate because I feel like I had a bunch of like positive moments, especially in high school. I won NCS in 2009. I thought that was like a pretty cool experience because I played in a full stadium at Santa Rosa High School. I think that's like the most people I played in front of. The whole crowd was like packed. Everybody was like standing around the whole the gates and stuff. Also, when I played at the JC, I won a state title there. I think it was like the first in the women's JC history that we won a state title. And then also when I played in Switzerland, I played in the Swiss Cup. Unfortunately, we lost in the final in the last like few minutes. But we played against Zurich, and I felt like that was like a pretty cool experience because like not many people can say that they played in the Swiss Cup final. And then some of the challenges I faced, I had an ACL injury in high school. It was my senior year, my last year at Montgomery, and it happened to be like my senior night too, like in the last like few minutes. So it was kind of a bummer to tear my ACL on my senior night. Another challenge that I think I faced was my senior year in college. I didn't really start at first, and I felt like that was like kind of like, I don't know how to say it. Well, I was used to like starting like club soccer, and I was used to starting high school and at the JC, but like I felt like I kind of had like a performance anxiety because I was too worried about like my stats, my goals, and I was too focused on that. So I kind of like backfired. it turned out to be like my worst season ever, but that's kind of like one of the things that was a challenge for me.
You feel like you were able to learn and grow from that experience?
Yeah, definitely. Um, I like learned not to be too focused on like how many goals I score, or how many like stats or like how many assists I have. I just kind of like learned how to just have fun and don't worry about those things because they just add like too much stress.
Some of those results are pretty darn impressive. Winning a high school title, college title, that's pretty amazing. I gotta again do a shameless plug. This is a one of my highlight results. 2005 national championship. We were in South Carolina, and
Florida,
we
I think.
were North Carolina, South Carolina, one of the
No,
Carolina.
Florida.
Florida, that's where I meant. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jacksonville. And but we were in double overtime. Kendra Parson throws the ball into Kareli. She receives it. Not an easy ball to receive. Receives it off the thigh. Great turn. And then just cracks a shot in the upper corner, getting the game-winning national title for U.S. club soccer back in 2005. So I want to thank you for having one of my highlights of it as a coach, and I'm glad you scored that goal.
Oh, me too. I still have the newspaper article.
So now just talking about kind of setting yourself up as a player for success. Do you have any thoughts as far as some habits as a player or as a human being? Again, it can be at an overall level or a high school, college, but just maybe some tips as far as some healthy general habits for a player that wants to progress and improve.
So I felt like I didn't really have like the healthiest habits like in high school and then college. I would skip a lot of like meals and stuff and then still like practice and play games like that. So it's obviously like not the healthiest thing, but I didn't learn it wasn't healthy until college when I took like a nutrition class and I learned that that's not good and it may affect your performance. But that's something I don't recommend is like skipping meals for sure. And then definitely don't eat McDonald's or hot Cheetos before practice or a game. Yeah.
Sounds like that happened a couple times.
Yeah. And then a healthy thing that I used to do is show up to practice a little bit early so I can just play around with the ball and then pass with my friends. Maybe catch up and still get like some extra touches on the ball. And then I think when I didn't have soccer practice, I would always like at least practice like 30 minutes with the ball. I would I'd pass the ball against like the wall to the side of my house. My mom's probably still mad at me for like ruining the side of the house, but I'd do that. And then I'd also watch a lot of YouTube videos. I would like Google like Messi or like whoever like I was obsessed with at the time, and just like watch some of like their favorite like tricks, or like I'd see them like juke people and then like I'd try to kind of imitate that outside. So I think that was like super helpful. And then also once I could drive, I would play a lot of pickup. I'd like drive all the way to Petaluma and then just play pickup with my friends. And then play a lot of indoor with like guys and stuff. And I think that really helped my game.
It sounds like that you've spent a good amount of time outside of regular practice to kind of hone your skills and improve your play.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've been fortunate enough to be able to played indoor together a handful of times. And what I appreciate about your play is that I think you show your personality with the ball. I think that when you want the ball, you want to play with good skill, but when the ball's at your feet, it's like you're the one that is you're deciding what to take with your game, and you're using great skill and insight. You're using your teammates. You're using creativity. You've always had a good nose and a drive for the goal, whether that being scoring or assisting. But the personality and flash and flair that you play with while working hard is something that I enjoy when we've been playing together. So, and you make me want to try to work harder and run a little more too. So,
I know.
With all the time and work that you've put into playing and training, Is there any thoughts as far as how you've managed your time and tried to balance your different athletic and school and life commitments along the way?
Yeah. Somebody once told me, you can't be like a student athlete without being a student first. So I would always try to put my schoolwork first, and I'd try to avoid to procrastinate. Like I kind of struggle with procrastination to this day. But in high school and college, we would always get like these little planners, and then I would just make sure to like fill those out as best as I could. I'd also set like little fake due dates for myself so I could just kind of keep myself on track and avoid procrastinating. Which procrastinating was like kind of hard for me because with all like the workouts and stuff that we did in college, I was usually like really like exhausted. So I'd always like make sure to take like little naps if I was tired, just to kind of like recharge. And then I think one of the biggest advices I'd give out is don't be afraid to like ask for help. I know I still kind of struggle with that right now, but I don't know. I never wanted to ask for help because I always felt like I would always sound like I'd be dumb or something.